The story begins on a quiet morning in Chicago, where Jason Carter, a young man in his late 20s, is struggling to make ends meet after losing his job 6 months ago. Jason had tried everything to find work, but kept facing rejection after rejection. He spent most of his days on the couch in his small apartment, scrolling through job postings on his laptop, and most of his nights lying awake, wondering how he would pay his bills. One morning, just as he was about to give up and go back to sleep, Jason's phone rang loudly, startling him. The call was from an unknown number, but something about it felt important, so he answered. A deep and firm voice greeted him on the other end and introduced himself as Mr. Walker, saying he had an interesting job opportunity for Jason. Jason, still groggy and unsure, asked how Mr. Walker got his number, but the man ignored the question and simply said they should meet in person to discuss the details. Mr. Walker gave Jason an address to a hotel in downtown Chicago and told him to be there in 2 hours. Before Jason could ask anything else, the call ended abruptly, leaving him confused and curious. Jason quickly got dressed, putting on his cleanest shirt and jeans, though neither was particularly impressive. He combed his hair in front of the bathroom mirror, trying to look more presentable, and grabbed his old leather jacket on the way out. He caught a bus heading downtown, feeling a mix of nervousness and curiosity as he stared out the window. The address Mr. Walker had given him turned out to be a luxurious hotel with shiny glass doors and a marble lobby. Jason felt out of place as he stepped inside, his sneakers squeaking slightly on the polished floor. A man in a crisp black suit approached him, introduced himself as Mr. Walker's assistant, and escorted Jason to the elevator. They rode up to the 12th floor in silence, and Jason's mind raced with thoughts about why someone like Mr. Walker would want to meet him. The elevator doors opened to reveal a grand suite, and inside, Jason saw a well-dressed man in his 40s, sitting on a large leather sofa. The man stood up, extended his hand with a smile, and introduced himself as Mr. Walker. He was tall and confident, with sharp blue eyes that seemed to look right through Jason. Mr. Walker invited Jason to sit down and got straight to the point. He explained that he had been following Jason's life for some time and knew about his recent struggles. Jason was taken aback, wondering how this man knew so much about him. Mr. Walker then said he had a job that required someone like Jason, someone smart, resourceful, and willing to take risks. Jason asked what the job was, and Mr. Walker handed him a photograph of a young woman named Emily Green. She was smiling in the picture, her blonde hair falling in soft waves around her face, and her green eyes sparkling with warmth. Mr. Walker explained that Emily was an important person, and Jason's job would be to act as her personal assistant and protector for a short period of time. Jason was confused and asked why Emily needed protection. Mr. Walker simply said that Emily was being watched by dangerous people, and that Jason's role would be to keep her safe. He assured Jason that he would be paid handsomely for his work, and even handed him an envelope containing $5,000 as an advance payment. Jason was stunned by the offer, but couldn't shake the feeling that something about this situation was off. Despite his doubts, Jason couldn't afford to turn down the money, so he reluctantly agreed to take the job. Mr. Walker smiled and gave Jason an address where he would meet Emily the next day. He also warned Jason to never ask too many questions or interfere in things that didn't concern him. The following morning, Jason arrived at the address, which turned out to be a cozy coffee shop in a quiet neighborhood. Emily was already there, sitting at a corner table with a book in her hands. Jason introduced himself nervously, but Emily greeted him with a warm smile that instantly put him at ease. She was kind, down to earth, and seemed unaware of the danger Mr. Walker had mentioned. Over the next few days, Jason shadowed Emily everywhere she went, whether it was to her job at a nonprofit organization, her evening yoga classes, or her visits to the local library. The more time Jason spent with Emily, the more he admired her. She was passionate about helping others and had a positive energy that made everyone around her feel comfortable. Jason started to wonder why anyone would want to harm someone like her. However, as the days passed, Jason began noticing strange things. He saw the same black SUV parked near Emily's apartment multiple times, and on one occasion, he felt like someone was following them while they were out shopping. Jason tried to bring this up with Emily, but she brushed off his concerns, saying he was probably overthinking. Determined to do his job, Jason became more vigilant, keeping a close eye on their surroundings at all times. One evening, while Emily was working late at her office, Jason stepped outside for a smoke. As he stood in the cold, he noticed a man in a hoodie standing across the street, watching the building intently. Jason's instincts kicked in, and he approached the man to confront him, but the stranger quickly walked away before Jason could say anything. Jason's heart raced as he realized that Mr. Walker's warnings might have been true after all. That night, Jason decided to dig deeper into the situation. He searched for information about Mr. Walker online but found almost nothing. No social media profiles, no business records, nothing that explained who he really was. Frustrated and suspicious, Jason went to the hotel where he had first met Mr. Walker, only to find out that the man had checked out the day after their meeting. Jason felt like he was being pulled into something far more dangerous than he had anticipated. The turning point came a few days later when Jason found a small black device hidden under Emily's car. It was a GPS tracker, and Jason realized that someone was monitoring her every move. He showed it to Emily, who finally began to take the situation seriously. Together, they decided to report the matter to the police, but before they could do so, Jason received a threatening text message from an unknown number. The message warned him to stay out of things he didn't understand, or there would be consequences. Feeling trapped, Jason decided to confront Mr. Walker directly. He used the only clue he had, a business card Mr. Walker had given him during their first meeting, and managed to track down an office building in downtown Chicago. When Jason arrived, he found a receptionist who claimed not to know anyone named Mr. Walker. Refusing to give up, Jason snuck into the building and searched for clues. He eventually found an office with Mr. Walker's name on the door, but inside, the room was empty except for a desk and a filing cabinet. Jason opened the cabinet and discovered a folder containing photographs of Emily and several other people. Each photo had handwritten notes beside it, detailing their daily routines and personal information. Jason's stomach turned as he realized that Mr. Walker was involved in something far more sinister than he had imagined. As Jason tried to leave the building, he was confronted by two men in suits who demanded to know what he was doing there. Jason managed to escape by slipping through a side door, but he knew he had little time before they came after him. He rushed back to Emily's apartment and told her everything he had discovered. Emily was shocked and terrified, but trusted Jason's instincts. They decided to go into hiding and contacted the police, providing all the evidence Jason had gathered. With the help of law enforcement, they uncovered a criminal organization that was targeting Emily because of her work at the nonprofit, which had been investigating illegal activities linked to powerful individuals. Mr. Walker turned out to be a middleman in the organization, using people like Jason to keep tabs on their targets. In the end, Jason and Emily's bravery helped bring the criminals to justice. The police arrested Mr. Walker and his associates, shutting down their operations. Jason's role in exposing the truth earned him recognition, and he was finally able to clear his name and start a new chapter in his life. Emily, grateful for Jason's courage, remained a close friend and continued her work with even more determination. For Jason, the experience taught him the value of standing up for what's right, even in the face of danger. With newfound confidence and a sense of purpose, he set out to rebuild his life, knowing that he had made a real difference. And so, Jason's journey proved that no matter how dark the path may seem, courage and doing what's right can light the way to a brighter future. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting tales. Your support means a lot to us. See you in the next video.